Alright, people. Woo! Yeah! Badass is back. Now, I'm here to make another badass YouTube video. It's funny, I could do this at home because, I transform into the bad boy. That's 8100 bad boy effect. Now, today's YouTube video is one of these most powerful videos I'm probably going to ever make. And if it wasn't for a certain female individual at my job, you would not be seeing the badassness in this video. See, something was brought to my attention by this gentleman named Zach Deloney, who has a YouTube video himself. And he made a very controversial YouTube video. I mean, he tried to copy my video 2 years ago. I made a video called Women Are Full of You Know What. And he tried to make the argument how he believes women are full of shit. And most men could see why. But he also brought something to my attention that I have some answers for. And perhaps this might be helpful to him and to other men. And you see why in my videos I say these videos are for men from the ages of 18 to 29. And I have this guy named Mr. Goes who say, why not make videos for men in their 30s? Well, first of all, I appreciate the fact that you're asking me, why don't you make videos for guys that's in their 30s? Which is, the reason why I don't do that is because it's not targeting guys that's in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, because by the time you get 35, 36, 37, 38, usually you've already figured out how to fix problems. Usually when you get in your 40s and your 50s, you already know how to fix a problem. And if I had to extend the video, then that would go in the category of making a video request. And you know how I feel about making video requests. Nobody tells me what to do with my channel. I make whatever content I want to make. Nobody tells bad boys the fuck what to do. Bad boys do what they want to do. That's just how a bad boy personally feels. So no, don't take it personal. It's my channel. I do whatever I want. And if I want to make it from age 18 to 29, the reason why I do that is because there's so many young men who comment in the comment section to me because they're sexually frustrated. They're pissed off at the world, and they want someone to give them some answers for their problem on why women just won't respond the way they want women to respond. The reason why I don't do it for guys in their 30s is because by the time you get 35 or 38, you've already figured out how to fix most of all the problems. So that gets you out of the way quickly. Don't take it offense to it. It's my channel. I do whatever the hell I want. Now on to the video presentation, shall we? Because it's the bad boy channel where bad boys express how the fuck they really feel. Now, intelligence versus social intelligence. Let me say it how Vince McMahon would say it in the WWE. Intelligence versus social intelligence. I gotta put some feeling into this bitch. I gotta put some emotion, some entertainment into this video. Cause life knows without this you would not exist. Yes, I took it from Agent Smith from The Matrix. It's badass. Now, when a lot of men complain that women say they're boring, they're cookie cutter, I think it's called run-of-the-mill, cookie-cutter, boring person. And a lot of men try to use intelligence to make women find them physically, sexually attractive. Because a lot of men do not like talking about stuff that's from movies, television shows. They just want the girl to just like them. They don't want the girl to make them go through hell, basically. A lot of men won't say this to women, but a lot of men feel like that when women reject them, not once, but 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times, they feel like you put them through hell because They don't want to have to do a whole bunch of work just to make you like them. They just want you to just like them, because it's easier that way. Now, what I have to say about that, men, is that you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like an excuse not to work your ass off. See, the way things are set up in this world, that if you want a house, you gotta be willing to put in the hard work and the dedication to get a house or an apartment. You know, some effort's gotta go into that. If you want a car, you gotta put in some kind of work if you want a car. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not where you go to sleep and all of a sudden the next morning you got a car. I wish it would work that way, but you know, and I know, and the Undertaker knows, that's not how stuff works in the real world. Yeah, it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some effort. Like a court case. You don't just solve a murder court case in one day. I mean, you get cases where they could finish in a day, but it's most likely it could take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Hell, it could take 5 weeks. It all depends on the jury. So not even a court case will be finished like you want it to. Everything takes effort. Everything takes work. Like this video that I'm producing, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and energy to make this understanding, to make it make sense. So everything involves work. Everything involves effort. Okay? That's how things are accomplished. That's how things are done. That's how you advance from one level to the next level. Now, let's get to the basic principles. When men try to use intelligence, you're using math and science to make a woman like you. And it's like when you were in high school and college, you are like, it's like you're doing a book report, for crying out loud. You ever seen those teenage movies where the kid falls asleep and the teacher is embarrassed because nobody's interested in math? Nobody gives a fuck about English or history or science. And the teacher's like, won't these people pay attention to me? And when the teacher is trying to talk about math, English, history, or science, 99.999% of the time, most men, including me, I was a victim of this in junior high, high school, some part of college. I was a fucking victim to this. When I talked to a girl, and the girl would say hi, I would say hi, and when I struck the conversation up, as soon as I try to bring in some math, some English, some history, and some science, guess what you're translating to the girl when you talk to the girl? Blah, 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 blah. Or the girl would probably have a look on her face like, can you please try harder? Or could you just drop dead and just go away? You're boring. What's another way to explain how women think most men are boring? I'm going to use the San Antonio Spurs. If you ever watch professional basketball, the NBA, you will always hear commentators say San Antonio Spurs are the most boring ass basketball team on the planet. They don't do no fashy stuff. They don't do no flash breaks. They don't do no slam dunks. They don't entertain the crowd. They don't do nothing to make you say San Antonio is the greatest basketball team on the planet. Now, this team has gone to the NBA Finals like maybe 6 or 7 times, and they've won 5 NBA championships. But they're boring. And people can't stand San Antonio. Okay, they have the fundamentals. San Antonio is like 80% of men. We use math, we use English, and we use history and science for reasoning. Because it's just easy that way. And when people see San Antonio, it's like, I like the fact that you've won 5 NBA championships, but can you put some entertainment in this bitch? Can you put some fun into this bitch? And guess what? You don't get that. You get people saying this is a boring ass basketball team. What's another boring NBA basketball team? The Boston Celtics. All they do is imply fundamentals all day. And people can't stand the Boston Celtics. They're so boring. They're boring, but they've got 17 NBA championships. And people can't stand these type of basketball teams. Now, what are the fun, exciting basketball teams? Oklahoma City Thunder, the Clippers, and of course the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Those are teams that when you turn on the TV, you go, I know somebody gonna get into a fight. I know somebody gonna get punched in the face. The Golden State Warriors. Yeah, every time you see Golden State Warriors and the Clippers, there's a fight. Golden State versus the Thunder, there goes a fight. Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers, there goes somebody getting their ass whooped. Those are basketball teams that they win championships, or at least Golden State has, but they still bring the entertainment. So people don't say, man, you're so damn boring, turn the damn TV off. Well, how do you think women feel when you talk about Star Wars, Star Trek, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z? How do you think women feel 85% of the time? I know because I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. And you see, when I was in high school, I used to talk about Dragon Ball Z. And I used to have this drug dealer after school come up on me and say, hey, yo, bring your ass here. And he used to look at me and say, listen to me. When you get into the real world, don't be talking about no Star Wars. Don't be talking about no Star Trek, no Ninja Turtles, or no Dragon Ball Z. And I would say, why? Because he said, women don't want to hear that shit. I mean, women understand it's science fiction, but how would you feel if you drove a woman insane talking about Star Wars and Star Trek 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year? And usually that's what gets you rejected by women because they don't want to hear that. Now, I know as a man, you're going to say, well, they always talk about Lil Wayne and Drake and 2 Chainz and Future, and I don't want to hear that. Okay, that's the point. Now, here's what is social intelligence. Because a lot of the pickup artists and dating coaches, they're never going to tell you this information, but I am. Because I'm a bad boy, and you should know by now it's the bad boy effect. Call 8100 bad boy effect. And yeah, some women might laugh at this and go, damn, this boy's something. Well, I was created by a certain girl at my job. She thought I was boring cookie cutter motherfucker, so I'm a bad boy now. Some people might say, I know you don't mean literally. No, fucking literally, I'm a bad boy. Because she created me because she thought I was like San Antonio Spurs, boring as fuck. And now when I think about it, she is right. I was boring as fuck. That's why you see this video is uncensored and uncut and not scripted. I'm just throwing the script out and just saying, fuck it, be myself. Now, social intelligence is striking up a conversation. You ever heard them say, I'm just trying to make conversation. I'm just trying to make things fun, exciting, and interesting. Now, most women know that most guys do not give a damn about Tupac Shakur, Notorious B.I.G., Drake, 2 Chainz. They know you don't care about that shit. But it's the conversation. And it's the principle of conversation. Man, a lot of guys might say, I just want to take the girl out to lunch and dinner. I don't want to do that stupid shit. Well, let me tell you something about that guy. You see, when you tell a girl, I don't want to hear about no Tupac Shakur, no Notorious B.I.G., I don't want to hear about no damn Drake or no damn Lil Wayne, guess what happens? Another guy pops up, and he may not like that shit either, but he do something that you can't do. He talks to the girl, and he gets the phone number because all he did was say, yeah, I have friends that love Tupac, that love Drake. Now, that don't mean he likes that shit either, but he striked up a conversation, and now he has a phone number. Why, you still complaining 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that the girl just won't give you the phone number. And you see, that's because in her head, I just want a conversation. I just want to talk. And to the guys, I just want to go to lunch and dinner and see if I got a chance with you or not. That's all I want. So when you use logics, you're opposed to. But here's what don't get explained to men, to most of us. You got to use 50% of intelligence associated with 50% of social intelligence. See, social intelligence is what's popular, what is hot and mainstream, basically. You know, who is rich and famous in Hollywood? You know, what song is playing on the radio? Who's the hottest basketball team or the best football team or who won an Oscar? That's social intelligence. Now, the woman knows you don't care about that shit, but what the woman is trying to get you to do is learn how to be comfortable striking up conversations. That's why when you hear a girl goes, my zodiac sign's a Capricorn, or I'm a Libra, or I'm a Scorpio. Now, to most men, we go, yeah, I know about that, but I don't want to hear that shit. I want to take you out to lunch and dinner. And you see, you try every scenario, and I'm talking about men. You try every damn scenario, and you know what that's called? That's called lost in translation, and you're just complicating shit. So you go, well, I'm just gonna go get 2 tickets to a rap concert or a rock concert, so that way she'll just take it and just say yes. And she'll kind of look at you like, you only doing that because you heard me say I like rock music. You've been busted. Trust me, I've seen guys try that shit and it don't get them nowhere. And you might say, well, I do social intelligence. Well, like they told me in the martial arts, there's a right way to do something, there's a wrong way to do something. A lot of us, unfortunately, we like to do it the wrong way. We just want to do it because we saw someone else do it. And it doesn't come off 100% natural in this bitch. I just want to take you out to lunch and dinner. And you see, if you use 50% of intelligence and 50% of social intelligence, it makes your situation with women a hell of a lot better versus you're at home 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year scratching your head trying to figure out, why is this guy getting all the girls' phone numbers and I can't? Well, here's the thing. You and him have something in common. Both of y'all don't care for Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., Lil Wayne and Drake, but here's the thing. He'll make a conversation about those guys, even though he doesn't care for it. And you see, this also goes in conjunction with how your behavior is towards women. Don't take it personal because I'm giving you the answers on how to fix the problem so you never have to have this problem with women ever again. Because there's always a guy saying, well, I do social intelligence, so why is the girl still refusing to say yes? Well, because the girl wants it to be real. See, if you try to force something, this is something I learned in the martial arts. I have a decade and a half of martial art experience. I've done karate. I've done Japanese karate. I've done kung fu. I've done Brazilian jiu-jitsu, knit jiu-jitsu. I've done Muay Thai. I've done Katanamata. I've done boxing. I've done a lot of martial arts. And the one thing I've understand is if you try to force something to work, 99.99% it is not going to work no matter what you do. It has to come 100% natural. It has to feel right. It's like what Goku told Gohan in the holobotnical time chamber. You cannot turn Super Saiyan because you want to. You have to be in a situation where that power comes to the need of a response. You can't desire it. It has to come to the need of a response. Well, it's the same thing with talking to women. It's got to be natural. It's got to feel right. That's like going into a baseball game and trying to knock the ball out of the park on your first try. It's not going to work because you're going to strike out the first time. Okay, the second time, you almost knocked the ball out of the park. Third time, you barely knocked it out of the park. And then you could strike out all 3 times in a row. And I know this terrifies a lot of men, because you might say, what if I make a mistake while talking to a girl? Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm one handsome son of a bitch, and I make a lot of mistakes. And it gets brought to my attention when I'm at the gym, when I'm at work, when I was in school. It gets brought to my attention. And guess what? Life is about making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. See, the guys who say, I just want the girl to just say yes, those are the guys that don't seem to understand. You gotta use some level of social intelligence so the girl can understand. See, when you try to talk about math, English, history, and science, the problem is it gets boring. And then you start to insult a woman's intelligence because you want her to understand logics. And here's the secret to that. She knows math, English, and history and science. Thing is, how would you feel if you turn on a television set and you saw the same shit every single day? At some point, you're going to get sick and tired of the shit. Well, how you think most women feel when they get tired of us talking about Star Wars, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that stuff. Girls do like Pokemon, but they don't want to hear it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And you see, you gotta understand what is intelligence. Intelligence is math, science, English, and history. What is social intelligence? Social intelligence is movies, television shows, video games, sports, and music. That is social intelligence. Talk about movies. Talk about television shows. Talk about who is your favorite rapper? Who is your favorite rock band? I'm a Capricorn. I'm an Aquarius. I'm a Scorpio. Zodiac sign. That's what social intelligence is. And you see, anytime a guy always tell a girl, what's your sign? Are you a Libra? Are you a zebra? Or are you an Aquarius? That's where the conversation clicks. Now here's something that pickup artists and dating coaches are never going to tell you. If you learn the art of talking to a woman, the more you learn how to talk, the easier talking becomes. What did the lady told Doctor Strange in the movie? How does one person become great at a profession? They have to practice, right? So if I come in front of a camera on YouTube and I keep practicing this act, ultimately, when you guys watch the videos, you're going to say, this guy's had so much practice in front of the camera that this gets used in nightclubs, bars, and guess what happens? The more you learn how to talk in front of the camera, it's not going to matter if there's a camera on you or not. And guess what happens? The more you learn how to talk to a girl, the less nervous and scared you feel. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Now, let's get to how we can break this down. When you were in high school and college, there's what they call the class clown. Now, a lot of us would say the class clown is stupid, the class clown is dumb, but guess what? The class clown has figured out how to talk to women. And you wonder why the class clown always gets the phone number. Not necessarily gets laid, but he gets the phone number a lot faster and quicker than me and you because he learned how to talk. And I'm going to say it again. There are guys who know how to dress, but they don't know how to talk. There are guys that know how to get into athletic shape at the gym, but they don't know how to talk to women. There are guys that have money, looks, and status, but they don't know how to talk to women. And then there are guys that are good at one thing. They got one skill that all they're good at is talking. Think of a comic comedian like Chris Rock. He's not really great at anything else, but he's great at two things. He's great at making people laugh, and he's great at talking. And you see how far that's gotten him. Very far. And you see the average man is afraid of saying something rhetorical. Like if you say hi to a girl and then 30 seconds later you say how you're doing. Well, saying hi and say how you're doing is the same shit. And then the girl gets irritated because you're saying the same thing twice. So it becomes rhetorical. The word rhetorical means stupid. The word stupid means rhetorical. Now, if you master the art of talking, and this is the secret to how you actually get phone numbers, from what I've heard and from what I've been told. The more you understand conversation, the more you just talk at pure random with girls, guess what? The more you do that, the easier it becomes. And you see, you may not get the girl that you want, but maybe a year, 2 years, 3, or maybe 5 years later, there are other girls, they're going to say, I heard that you are so good at talking, you're so fun and so interesting. Here, have my number. Versus a guy who goes, can we just go out to lunch and dinner? I don't even want to talk about Tupac. I don't want to talk about basketball or football. I don't care about rap. I don't care about rock. And I'm telling you that anytime you tell a girl you don't care about that shit, the girl goes, okay, all right, fine. And then you see her with another guy, and you and the guy don't care about Tupac, but he has a phone number, you don't. And then you complain 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now for the sad truth, because pickup artists and dating coaches, they'll never tell you this about women. And women could tell you, but if a woman has to tell you, it's embarrassing. Like, trust me, it's embarrassing if a woman just has to tell you. Now, remember when you was in high school and you took the math book and you tried to go in the back of the book to get all the answers so you can just get rid of the goddamn homework assignment, and the teacher marked down every damn answer that you took from the back of the book wrong? Well, what do you think the vast majority of women do to us on a consistent daily basis? Yeah. And you might say, that's not fair. Well, life's not fair. And guess what? Even if you are a handsome son of a bitch like me, it still doesn't mean a girl's gonna say, I could give him a chance, but I want him to figure out why I like him or why I don't like him. See, if a woman has to tell you something, yeah. Remember what the Riddler said in Batman Forever to Two-Face? That if you tell someone something, they'll never learn anything. So imagine if a woman just told you 5 reasons why she like you and 5 reasons why she don't like you. Well, how would you ever learn anything about women if women just told you everything? So when a guy say, why can't a girl just tell me if she like me or don't like me? The thing is, she could, but then the problem you would have with that is you would never get no experience, you would never grow as an individual, and you would never advance to the next fucking level. You would never evolve if someone just kept giving you the answers to the problem. I'm telling you why you're not advancing to the next level. I'm telling you why every time you try to go to the next level, you're stuck at the same level for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. That's what I'm explaining. And you see, what it comes down to is you might say, well, I got a house, I got a car, I got a job. So why is the woman still saying no to me? And guess what? It's not until a woman get around 26, 27, 28, 29, sometimes 30 years old, that a woman will say, okay, I need you to be more responsible. I need you to get a house. I need you to get out of this apartment and get into a house. Okay, you've been riding the bus or the train for a long time. I need you to get a car. I need you to make more money. And you probably might have an angry look on your face like, I've been doing that for a long time, and you wouldn't pay attention to it. And you see, that's going to lead into a future YouTube video about women and why some women wait until they start to get in their late 20s, early 30s, and then they start to pay attention to you in the way that you want them to. I'm talking about if you're trying to date young, hot, attractive women from the age of 18 to 29, you got to use a combination of social intelligence with your intelligence. 50% intelligence, 50% of social intelligence. The only time you should have to go to 100% or at least 80% of social intelligence is when you're dealing with a woman that has far more experience than you. And trust me, I've encountered at least 5 women that have had more experience than me. And guess what? I've managed to somehow use that to my advantage. I'm telling you guys, you might have to learn how to use that to your advantage. Now, some guys might say, why can't I just do it the way it's been done for years? See, here's the problem. When you try to use just intelligence, they're not going to tell you there's 2 levels of intelligence. The girl would just like for you to learn how to talk. That's how you actually get the phone number. You don't get the phone number by being quiet and just sitting there and saying, I know she liked me. You don't know a girl like you until you figure out that you got to use social intelligence. So when you look in the description, it's going to say intelligence versus social intelligence. Because some men believe I need to use just intelligence to make a woman like me. Some men have realized I got to use social intelligence. There's 2 levels of intelligence. And 90% of the time, we're just using one level of intelligence. We're not using the other level of social intelligence. So now you know the secret is just common sense. You master the art of social intelligence, you don't have to worry about if the girl likes you or doesn't like you. Hell, you don't have to worry about if the girl don't ever like you. So all I'm saying in this video is, now you know what the problem is. That's how you fix it. Now, you don't have to forever learn about Tupac or other stuff, but you should use some of this stuff to help you understand how women work. And you see, it is what I just said. If you try to force something, it won't work. It's got to come 100% natural. Until then, peace.